Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday the 29th of January. So looking at the euro dollar first, and well actually just before then there's a couple of things I need to look at. Firstly, obviously some of you may have already been looking and reading about the Reddit's legendary squeeze on the game company, I can't remember the name of it for a moment, but anyway, where the Wall Street bets have literally pushed and squeezed away there and managed to squeeze a hedge fund out of its positions effectively. It's now looking like it's doing the similar thing on silver. It'd be interesting to see if it ever gets into Forex, but they start doing something on Forex. But anyway, it's certainly catching the market's attention out there, and certainly catching silver, which I'll come on to in a short while. Anyway, looking at the markets in terms of details coming out today, there's very little. We've already had the COF economic barometer for Switzerland. We've got the Germany prelim GDP coming out German at 9 a.m. That could be a bit of a mover. It'll be interesting. It's can be a key, certainly a key figure for the German economy. So we'll be watching that at 9. Okay, 130 CAD GDP, where it's a monthly figure. It really moves the markets too much at all. So that's where we are there. Looking then at the technicals, and the euro is still sitting in this sort of range now, and it has really starting to develop into a bit of a range. It's a bit choppy at times. Where to today? Well, probably in the range is the answer. It was looking soft. It's run into this 60 minute 34 etc. Yesterday managed to get a bit of a kicker and push on up a little bit there, but it's just softening off through the Asian session. Maybe if it starts breaking back above the daily pivot there, be much more bullish on it. So it's really the sort of area I'm looking for if it gets to the upside. For the downside here, just looking towards the trend line across the lows there. If it starts breaking that, we'll be looking at the downside. But it is very choppy at this stage. The pound. Looking at the pound, it's just continuing trending along with its mean regression level there. It's mean. Certainly in the trend line itself, dancing around, managing to push up. I mean, yesterday it wasn't too far off its highs once again, so it's certainly getting some surges at times. You look at it on a 4-hourly chart here, decent shove up there. Okay, pulling back at the moment. Let's see how it does today, whether it can carry on and make some highs. At the moment it's putting this bearish engulfing candle in, which is quite a reversal type candle, but the way these markets are going, well, you've just got to give it a bit of time post 8 o'clock and see what sort of shape it's going to end up in. This, I mean, we've seen on the shorter time frame it's been pushing up here. We're actually coming down right to a 5-minute there. Bit too low to read it at the moment, but a bit iffy. And well, again, below the 34 here, really, I start looking towards the bearish opportunities. But maybe there's a trend line across from the high to the high of this current candle. Be watching above the 37.20 for the long side on the market. It seems to be more keen to get on that long side. It's just a matter of patience to see if I can get into that long side. Dollar yen. Then yesterday ran into its daily 100 there, reacted off that. Expected more downside, to be fair, when it started correcting, but it never materialized, and has just sort of pushed up here and looking forever softer actually at this moment, and looking like it's potentially got further upside. For now, maybe there's a bit of divergence going to kick in there, but for now I think I'll just stand aside that dollar yen. It did, as I say, it did look like one stage yesterday like it was going to roll, but never materialized. At the moment, not really going anywhere. Aussie dollar seems to be struggling. Mentioned this sort of descending lower highs, lower lows through here. It's been dropped through yesterday. Finally caught the monthly pivot there. And well, where to today? It just looks like it's weak. It looks like retracements are primed to sell into. We'll see how it develops post 8 o'clock. 60-minute chart here. It's sort of in between at the moment. It maybe if it breaks again, one of these, if it starts breaking down through this trend here, maybe yesterday's lows and the S1 seemed like a reasonable opportunity, and vice versa. If it's manages to close above this 60-minute 50, well, perhaps we're on for a move back towards yesterday's highs and maybe even further. That's the Aussie. Canadian dollar. So Canadian dollar really still softening here as well. I mean, it really has been a case through the Asian session, at least in particular, of some dollar strength, and the dollar pushing through here again today. Could end up with a bit of a divergence across the highs here on the Canadian dollar. We'll see how we go. But at the moment, really just these retracements seem to be pushing upwards, and maybe the Canadian dollar really is getting more of it certainly looks like it's a changing trend here with the higher lows coming through there. Maybe it's got some further upside to come through there. Okay, looking at the other markets then, we'll look at the S&Ps first. As I said, I will come on to silver because it seems to be one that's certainly maybe being a bit of a manipulated. We'll see, but the S&Ps here dancing around yesterday. It well managed to get a decent bounce off of its daily 50 in the end. It looked like it was just going to roll through it at the earlier part of the day. Decent bounce, but that's all been given back through the Asian session. Literally really late yesterday evening, actually it started coming back off there. The second half of the US session, late session, selling off, and well, we've just seen that follow through. Where to? Well, again, I wouldn't put it past it to get a bounce, but the more it comes down and sort of hits this 37.07 area, maybe it will get a more of a correction, and that would be quite good for the markets. Flush them out. Let's see S&Ps. Okay, let's look at silver for a moment. I was just taking it off this 60-minute chart from. Oh, actually, it's come back out to the dailies because it's got to really see what it's done here yesterday. As I said, it looks like the markets are being moved a bit by maybe this Reddit group, Wall Street Blue bets, maybe behind some of it, but we're seeing these sort of moves. It's certainly been seeing silver getting a bit of the bid yesterday, and maybe some more to come. It's just really the purpose is to squeeze out the shorts in these markets, and well, they're doing a half decent job by the looks of some of this price action here, because they're putting in demands for physical silver. They're using the exchange traded funds and to purchase, in which case they have to buy physical silver, and it's obviously driving up the price of silver. So that's where it's going at the moment, looking like there's potentially more upside. Be very wary though of how quick it could be dumped, and we've already seen, we saw it with GameStop in terms of those a lot of brokers, and I saw another broker yesterday saying that they would stop allowing people to buy it, sell it, or do anything with it almost. So it's the brokers are sort of stepping in there. Whether that's right or wrong, we'll see, but there's a lot of risk with it. Okay, looking at gold. Gold didn't have a bad day yesterday. It moved up about 3% at one stage, but it's struggling to keep on hold of anything. It's a bit of a different ball game here. Really quite tight in terms of the action around here, consolidated, and it's really just carrying on where it's been pretty much all week. There's a bit of a rally. There you go. That was the rally it saw yesterday, but gave it back straight in the afternoon there. So I don't know. It's looking like it's trying to push it back up again. It might just get drawn up there. If silver pushes up again, maybe it'll go with it. We'll see. Okay, finally, just a quick look at oil. Morning guys, just joining me. Okay, oil, well, we're seeing this move through here. Sorry, just to answer that question there, what's my take on gold's move yesterday? I think that may be just following the silver market somewhat, but it is weird old price action we're seeing here, and it looks like what broker would ever just stop you trading silver? Well, what they do is they tend to put on a take a leverage away for a start, and they put limits on what you can actually do. So there's a list. I deleted the email, but there was a list by one of the brokers which was stopping traders trade so freely on some of these. The list that was, I assume, on Reddit's paper website. Anyway, oil took a shove up yesterday and took a pitch back south as well here, and it's as I said, I'm still waiting for a bigger signal that it's rolling properly. It's certainly given the clues that it's going here. Can't hold the gains, but my point is to get onto a bit of a trend here, which it may be just starting, lower highs coming through. If we break this level around about 51.50 below that daily 21, I'll be a bit more keen on looking for the shorts on oil then. There was a list out, John. I haven't got it though. Okay, euro yen you're looking at for bullish moves. The euro, actually, it's a funny old currency. It's been holding up quite well against it, and the likes of the yen, etc. But the euro's been sitting there, second strongest currency yesterday against the other majors there for most of the day. It was sitting there quite strongly. Euro yen, is it pushing up more positive? Well, it certainly looks like it at the moment. It's a bit of a mishmash back here on the earlier part of the week, but it's broken up again there, and on the shorter time frames, bounced off the daily pivot today, earlier today, and well, looking like it. Just watch out for the trend line that's run across the highs there. It may just get some selling coming into that, but a break of that may see a further move. On the bigger swing side of things, maybe it has got some more upside to come through there. Just share the heat map with you where it's sitting at the moment today. There you go. Once again, the euro's sort of second strongest of the individual. If you look at them individually against their pairs, euro's second strongest there. Cable sitting on the fence a little bit more. Weakest Aussie dollar, yen very weak there, getting a hammering. The only thing weaker is the Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar, ironically, has turned around a little bit, and that's really showing its hand a little bit more when you look at things like the pound New Zealand, not the pound New Zealand, the Aussie New Zealand. Let's get the right one on. Here we go. There we go. And this sell-off has continued, so still looks like there's potentially more downside there. It's consolidated around this phase here on the 4-hourly, but maybe, as I say, it's got this consolidation. It just looks like it's going to fall over at some stage, but there we are. Anyway, that's it for me this morning on here. I shall wish you a great weekend and catch you next Monday. Take care. Bye for now.